Guys, hey you guys, hey you guys, here we are for our super scary Saturday sleepover. I decided to make it at night, so it feels real, except for unless people are looking overseas. Just watch it at night so it feels real. As per usual, it is, you guys and Scott and myself and this scary book. And we're going to just read scary stories. I'm going to kind of drag it lightly, ask Scott some questions, ask you guys some questions just to see if you're paying attention. We're going to light this candle. Okay, look at this one that I got tonight. Scott picked this out. Didn't you, Scott?
Yeah.
Are you going to say hi to the people or no? You're going to be rude?
Sorry.
And what is the scent of this one? It smells good. I got this from Target, so it smells so good. We're gonna light our little candle for our campfire, our little wannabe campfire. It may take a little time because this is a new candle. It's taking so long. No, never mind. We got it. Yes, it's like a disco. It's like Studio 54. Scott, do you feel like you're in Studio 54? Period. I should have got the nose flute.
All went together.
What am I thinking? Anyway, today's story is called Adrift. I almost blew that damn candle out. That's awful. Wait, before I get started, let me get some water. My mouth is dry. Sorry, y'all. I am so sorry. Okay. And this little easy thing ain't what I want. I want the water. Okay, here we go. So I can get this story to you real ushy and gushy. Okay. Lucas picked up a dry, twisted length of mesquite and threw it on the fire. Ooh, he must have his little disco Studio 54 candle too. Do you see it?
I do.
Okay, sorry. He got his disco ball going too. Glowing sparks floated up into the warm night sky and were soon lost against the backdrop of the star-studded sky. For a while, everyone sat in silence around the wide fire pit they had dug in the desert sand. This already is going left. Why are y'all in the desert? What if y'all get stuck there? Then what do we do? Now, I was watching this little YouTube short. Now, did you know this, Scott? You know how they tell you if you get stuck in the desert, you're supposed to eat or you can get water from cactus? Mm-hmm. They said don't do that.
Oh.
No, they said some of it is not good for you and it'll make you poop to death.
No, that's the problem.
So if y'all in the desert, don't be going and getting no cactus. That's a bad thing that they taught y'all. Don't do that. Especially if you don't know what kind of cactus it is. It's like eating random berries in the forest. It can turn out so bad. Anyway. Lucas was thrilled that his parents allowed him to go on this spring weekend camping trip with his 3 friends. Hey. Of course, if Andrew's older brother Dennis hadn't offered to come along as a chaperone, Lucas's mom and dad probably wouldn't have agreed to it. Okay, period. Shout out to the brother that allowed them to do it. Dennis Kwan was studying at the local university to be a botanist, and he had made dozens of field trips into the plains and the foothills of the southern Mojave Desert to study plants. Okay. They playing around in the desert for real, for real. Okay, baby, y'all down to the Mojave Desert, are you? Okay, girl. I hope y'all got water. He knew the area very well, and it was literally a stockpile of neat facts and stories about the desert, period. Did you know that the Creosote bush, Scott, what kind of bush is that? What that say? Creosote.
I don't know.
I need the pronunciation app. Okay, it's some kind of bush. Period. Okay, it's some kind of bush. Maybe the oldest living thing on Earth. Dennis asked. He held up a branch for the boys to see. It was covered with tiny green leaves and tipped with little flowers the color of butter. No way, Andrew said with a mischievous smile. Miss Norman is the oldest living thing on earth. Period. You better drag. You better drag. Everyone laughed. Miss Norman was the bus driver who drove most of them daily to and from Desert Vale Middle School. Ted's face grew serious. How old is that stuff? He asked, pointing to the branch in David's hand. Some of it is as much as 9,000 years old. The 20-year-old said, damn, that's old as hell. Is this real? Somebody look this up. Scott, is this real? Look up. Wait, let me find a thing because I'm curious now. Like, is this true? Because that's crazy. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Creosote. Bush.
Creosete.
Wait, Creosote. Bush. Is that thing really old like that? Dang.
Excuse me.
I need whatever it got. Water me with that. Can I get some of that water? Even if it's poisonous, let me get some. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading while Scott looks that up though. Because otherwise we'll be here all night. And Mama ready to get in the bed.
Excuse me.
Scott's interrupting my flow. Wait, did you find it? What do you mean by some of it? Rick questioned. Dennis smiled, glad to see the boys were interested in the subject he loved. The way it works is that that word Creosote starts with one plant, then produces a ring of new plants around it. Those produce new ones and so on. In some cases for thousands of years. You see, they're all really just clones of the first plant. Okay, these are clones. Is that what it says it does?
Sort of, yeah.
Oh, this is a real thing. Y'all look that up. Here, I'm going to spell it one more time because I don't know how to pronounce it. And probably the way it's probably not phonetically Creosote, bush. You still reading?
Kind of stopped.
Okay. So it does that and it's old and it clones itself?
Yeah. It's just like...
Okay, period. So you see, they're all just really clones of the first plant. That's why you can say that a ring of creosote is as old as the original plant. Ted stared in awe at the ring of scraggly plants that grew near the campsite. Is all that, what is the word, Scott?
Creosote?
Period. Dennis nodded. There are lots of strange and unusual things out here, he added in a mystical tone. He raised his eyebrow. Oh, I do that. Look. Period. Scary. You might find some of them quite surprising. Like what? Andrew asked, knowing his brother also had a talent for telling great spooky stories around a campfire. Yes, honey, we doing it right now too. Read somebody else's story. I don't know if I should tell you, Dennis pretended to hesitate. You might not sleep too well if I do. Ooh, do share, babe. Come on, Lucas begged. The others joined in, and Dennis finally agreed to tell them a story. He leaned towards the fire. The flame caused ribbons of light and shadow to flicker across his face as he began. Scott, do I look scary like that as I'm telling these stories here? Maybe I need to move this. Oh my God. I'm so scared. Come on, Lucas begged. The others joined in. Dennis finally agreed to tell them a story. He leaned towards the fire. I had to retell that so I could do it too. The flames caused ribbons of light and shadow to flicker across his face as he began. This is a tale of an amazing ghost ship, he whispered dramatically. A Spanish galleon has sailed in search of his lost treasure for nearly 300 years. Honey, that ain't nothing next to what's the name of the bush? 300 ain't nothing. Next to the creosote. It ain't nothing next to the 9,000 years. Like, get it together, babe. We're not impressed. After we learned that plant was 9,000 years old. I'm not impressed. Are you impressed, Scott? Are y'all impressed? Because I'm not. Do better. Wait a minute. Kevin said with a look of disbelief, we're in the Mojave Desert. The last time I checked, there wasn't many ships sailing through here. Period, sir. That right there. Ted, Nick, and Lucas busted into laughter. Go ahead and laugh, ye of little faith, Dennis snarled in mock indignation. It just so happens that a long time ago, when Mexico was known as New Spain, Spanish ships sailed in the Gulf of California. Sometimes these ships carried treasures meant to be transported back to Spain. He paused and looked at each of the four boys in turn. Boom. I'm looking at y'all too. Boom, boom, boom. Get scared. Get into it. One in particular carried a fortune in pearls, but that ill-fated ship never reached its destination. Where did it go? Is it down there with the Titanic? Huh? What happened to it? Lucas asked. Dennis leaned back. That was the year of the great floods, he answered, as if telling the tale from his own experience. The Colorado River overflowed, and the unfortunate ship sailed much further north than it should have. Eventually, it became grounded somewhere in this area. Then, when the flood waters receded, the ship was stranded in the desert. Most of the crew wanted to set out on foot, but the captain and a few of his loyal sailors refused to leave the treasure that they had vowed to protect. Baby, you think that treasure would have been gone? I would have left it. Who going out to the Mojave Desert to get it? Who knows it's there? So I'm supposed to sit here and dehydrate and or starve because we protecting treasure. That don't make no sense. Do that make sense, Scott? I will not be bullied. I do not negotiate with terrorists. And I feel like this is a terrorist attack when you tell me I got to sit up here and guard some treasure that is not food, that is not water in a desert, period. But that's just me. So what did they do? Andrew murmured. He thought he'd heard all of his brother's stories, but this one was new to him. Dennis looked right into his brother's eyes. Boom, right in his pupils. Boom, Scott, look me right in my eyes and my pupils, period. It's intense. The crew unalived the captain and all of his followers. I'm look, sir, I can't eat gold. I can't drink gold. What am I supposed to do here? Like, who gonna guard it if we all unalive? if we all go with the guarding this treasure, who gonna guard it then? They won anyway. Like, I'm gonna need for people to know that. Then they buried the treasure somewhere in the foothills, which makes so much more sense. I expect that they thought they might be rescued and then they could come back for it. But with the exception of one lone survivor who was discovered near not alive, it was hard to say this. Somewhere around here, none of the sailors were ever seen again. Not alive, that is. Here it comes, Rick whispered to Lucas. Both boys rolled their eyes and waited for the scary finish. Uh-oh, y'all ready? Hold on to your hats, baby. Scott, hold on to your hat. Go get it and hold on to it.
All right.
To this day, Dennis continued, a ghostly ship and crew are occasionally sighted sailing the desert in search of the lost treasure. The murderous crew, spurred on by their phantom captain, his finger pointed to his lips, then looked from one side to the other, peering into the shadows beyond the glow of the fire. Some say that if you try hard enough, you can hear the creak of the rigging and the fluttering of the sails in the wind of a boat, a ghost boat on sand, baby. He ain't say the last part, but I feel like to bring this into reality, we kind of got to put it out there. Like, sir, you're in the Mojave Desert. They are not there. Where they going? Everyone sat quiet for a moment. So, Kevin asked at last, does that mean the treasure is still out there? That's what they say, Dennis answered, shifting into a more matter-of-fact tone. I've even seen some prospects in this area looking for it. But if a treasure full of pearls is really buried, girl, we do not want no pearls. Sorry. I mean, they probably are worth something, but are they really? Is really buried in these foothills. Finding it will take a lot of luck. Doesn't the survivor tell anyone where it's buried? Lucas asked. Dennis shook his head. It wouldn't have done any good if he had. Sandstorms can whip up out here without any warning. And once they've passed, things look different. Some landmarks can be covered up and others uncovered. It's easy to see how something could be hopelessly lost. I guess it wasn't the smartest thing to just dig a hole and put it in there. Whoops, I forgot about the sandstorms. There may be treasure out here, Rick said, rubbing his stomach, but right now I'll settle for a hot dog, period. He hungry. Everyone agreed, and soon they were all roasting juicy frankfurters over the fire. I haven't heard them called frankfurters in a long time. I like that word instead of hot dogs. Shortly afterwards, the boys wiggled into their sleeping bags, then were rolled out into the dry ground. Hey, Andrew, Lucas whispered. Are you still asleep? Yeah, his friend replied quietly. I've been thinking, maybe it'd be really cool to find that treasure. See, here we go, bad ideas. Maybe we could look for it. There was no answer. That's the right answer. The no answer is the right. Like, sir, sit and really think about that. Like, do we really want it? Like, sir, only one person survived. Why are we going to roam out in the desert looking for some maybe treasure? Scott. Andrew, Lucas tried again. Shh. Andrew moved a little closer and spoke softly, so he was certain that only Lucas could hear him. I just got an excellent idea, he said in a devilish tone. It'll be a great gag, but I don't want to talk about it now. I'll tell you in the morning. Cool, said Lucas. Andrew had a reputation for playing pranks, and Lucas was glad he was going to be on it instead of being the brunt of it. Rolling over onto his back, he put his hands behind his head and gazed up at the stars, wondering what trick his friend had in mind. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be horrible. Y'all gonna end up becoming a ghost. It's just not gonna end well, sir. I already can tell you. But okay, let's keep going. You ready, Scott?
Right.
I gotta readjust my seat because I feel it coming. I feel it coming. It's scary. Oh, let me put this candle back over my face so I can continue to be scary. The next morning, by the time the sun was up, Daniel had started a fire in the sand pit. While the boys rolled up their sleeping bags, he started scrambling eggs in a large iron skillet. After breakfast, the boys spent the day exploring a gorge about a half a mile from their campsite. Oh, it sounds like a good day. To get to it, they had to hike across a wide sandy plains with their backpacks. Here and there, among the waves of sand dunes, they found lavender patches of tiny flowers that Dennis identified as sand vertebrina. Clearly, I'm not a botanist. Clearly, I didn't need to be a botanist because I would fail every test, y'all. Clearly, because I cannot pronounce these names. Lucas had all but forgot about Andrew's prank. And then once they were in the gorge, the mischievous boy pulled him aside and pointed to a canyon a few hundred yards further north. There's an abandoned mine in that canyon, Andrew whispered. It's loaded with old boards and empty crates left behind by miners. I feel like this is not a good idea. Dennis has taken me up there a few times. He grinned. It'll be perfect. Perfect for what? Lucas asked in confusion. Andrew's grin grew wide and his eyes sparkled. That would make me uncomfortable. All we have to do is sneak up there tonight and get a crate that's still in pretty good shape. We can fill it full of sand and rocks to weigh it down. Then we have bury it near the campsite where one of the guys will find it in the morning. He tried to contain his laughter. I guarantee whoever finds it will be convinced he discovered the lost treasure. I feel like that's a cute prank. What say you, Scott? I feel like that's cute. But the part that I'm just a little about is y'all got to go in a dark cavern that's abandoned. It's that for me. Like, you can't go build a box with, well, I guess ain't no woods. So maybe we should just like skip this prank. Like, skip this prank and find something a little less dark cave. What say you, Scott? What say you guys? What do y'all think? I feel like we should do a little less dark cave.
Yeah, that sounds like trouble.
It's abandoned. Ain't nobody been keeping it up. So it's dilapidated. I don't know. Because we go back go look back and you'll see the cave thing that I did. Scott got addicted to watching the videos. People were just getting stuck in caves everywhere. I feel like we're doing that again. Ugh. But let's see here. Let's see where we go here. Lucas frowned. Nobody's going to fall for that. They probably will, but sir, do you really want to do what it takes to get to that? No. Oh, come on, Andrew pleaded. It's worth a try. If it works, it'll be a lot of laughs. Lucas shrugged. I guess, he said, unconvinced. Later that evening, once everyone was asleep, Andrew and Lucas crept silently from the campsite. Here we go. Here we go. You sure you know where you're going, Lucas asked a question once they were far enough away not to be heard. Andrew grinned at him. This fool just sounded like he just like, Scott. Yeah, I know. No, you don't. That's the truth. Like, he getting on my nerves with this grin. Like, sir, what are you? Ronald McDonald, why you always grinning? No sweat. I've been up here a bunch of times. Besides, he gestured at the sky. This full moon is so bright, we'll be able to see the campsite even from a distance. There's no way we can get lost. Oh boy. Every time we give definitives, like, Scott, think about this. They said the Titanic was the unsinkable ship. It can't sink. What happened? Maiden voyage.
Yeah, sank.
When they give definitives, I get a little nervous. I just feel like, ugh, I don't know. Like, nothing's 100%. Nothing's 100%. Except for like taxes, death, like, unaliving, like stuff like that. That's 100%. If you tell me anything beyond that, I'm just looking at you like, how you know? Lucas looked at the sky. Andrew did have a point. He does not. The night was crystal clear. Okay, he said to his friend, you're the boss. A light, warm wind had started to blow as the boys began to cross the dunes. Lucas' feet sank deep into the sand with every step, making it difficult to walk. That is the earth telling you to go back to your sleeping bag and go to sleep. But nevertheless, we're going to keep going. By the time they reached the canyon, he was exhausted. How you going to get back, sir? To make things worse, the wind had picked up. How you going to get back, sir? It moaned eerily through the pass, lifting clouds of sand into the air and making it hard to see. I don't like this, Lucas said nervously. Maybe we should go back. It isn't much further, Andrew coaxed. We're already here, so we might as well get what we came for. Yeah, but Lucas slipped as he climbed over a low rocky overcropping and fell to the ground with a grunt. Ow, he yelped, grabbing his hand as a few drops of blood trickled down from a jagged cut on his thumb. Bummer, Andrew said, flopping down beside him. What did you cut it on? Lucas scanned the immediate area and noticed an inch-wide band of metal protruding from the coarse sand under the overcrop. Probably on that, he answered, pointing to the metal band a couple of feet behind him. Wait, this part of the treasure. But I wouldn't trust it. I'll be scared of it.
Yeah.
It's probably cursed.
Yeah. All treasure's cursed, isn't it?
All treasure is cursed. Andrew crawled over, scooping away much of the loose sand around the metal. It's attached to something. Help me with this. With his uninjured hand, Lucas helped his friend dig. In moments, the boys uncovered what appeared to be a rotten top of a fairly large chest. The strip of metal was one of two bands that had been wrapped around the chest to seal it shut. Unlike the first band, the other one was still intact, but badly corroded. Andrew pulled out his Swiss Army knife and pried it until it popped open. Okay, you better have your Swiss Army knife. The two boys looked at each other for a moment, each knowing what the other was thinking. Finally, Andrew placed his hand on the lid of the chest and slowly lifted it open. Then he gasped in wonder. Lucas couldn't even gasp. All he could do was stare, speechless. Inside, dozens, perhaps hundreds of huge pearls gleamed in the moonlight. I don't believe this, Andrew stood up and shouted into the rising wind. It's real. The treasure is real, and we discovered it. This is the setup for the setup, homie. Wow. This the setup for the setup. But okay, let's keep going, boo. All at once, Lucas found his voice. Let's try to get it out. Together, the boys struggled to lift the chest out from over the low, rocky shelf, but it wouldn't budge. We have to get some help, Lucas yelled, trying to shield his face from the blowing sand. He and Andrew scrambled for their feet and started to head for the mouth of the canyon. Wait, Lucas shouted over the howling wind. He ran back to the ancient chest and grabbed a large pearl. Let's go, he said. Now I've got proof so the others will believe us. You took that pearl. Look, I done seen enough mummy movies to know that when you take one of their little treasures, honey, they be coming at you. They be coming at you. So let's see what we do here. Once they reached the end of the canyon, it was clear that they could go no further. The plain between them and the campsite was a mass of shifting sand that stung their faces and hands. It was getting worse by the minute, much worse. That's why you should have stayed your little butts in the sleeping bags, huh?
Yeah.
We won't get far in this, Lucas hollered. We'll have to find some shelter and wait it out. Andrew nodded, and together they squeezed into a wide cliff between two immersed boulders. The wind screeched and wailed like a wounded animal. Lucas pressed his eyes shut and covered his ears. Finally, the terrible blast began to subside, and the sandstorm was over as quickly as it started. Now, how you know which direction you're going? Because remember, the brother said the sand be shifting everything. You don't know where nothing is. How you know where you're going, sir? See, y'all play too much. Let's get back, Andrew urged, and Lucas didn't need to be told twice. He wiggled from his hiding place and followed his friend to the mouth of the canyon. Everything was strangely silent. The moon had slipped behind a thick band of clouds, and there was an unearthly chill in the air. I don't like this, Lucas murmured. It doesn't feel right because it's not right. Hush, Andrew ordered, straining to see into the darkness ahead of them. Did you hear that? Lucas listened. There was something, but what he thought it was just couldn't be. But as the sound grew louder and closer, he couldn't deny that it was creaking. I'm just gonna show you. What's
I
that?
don't know.
What's that? What's that? I was dragging it and saying that it couldn't be on the sand, but what is it?
Goofy.
Ah! I had to move my candle so I could stop scaring the hell out of everybody. Noise like timbers rubbed against each other. Peering into the night, the boys caught sight of something moving. Somehow above the sand dunes. Run! Lucas's mind screamed. But no matter how much he willed his trembling body to move, Lucas couldn't budge. He felt as if his fear had turned him into stone. Did we read a Bible study on Sunday, Fun Day School? Which will be tomorrow, y'all. Shameless plug. About Lot and her whole body just turning into salt. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, you getting the Lot wife treatment because you should have stayed in your sleeping bag and just went to sleep. Because as soon as I'm done with this life, I'm gonna be like, honey, can't nothing take me out the bed once I get in there. And that's what's gonna happen once we done. He felt as if his fear. Oh wait, I already read that. He sensed that Andrew too shared his terror. Remember, he said, "Oh, nothing can go wrong. Nothing." What's this then? If nothing can go wrong, what's this? What's this?
Wrong.
This is wrong because it ain't right. There above the darkened plain, a pale, glowing ghost ship rose and fell over the invisible waves of a spectral sea. The ship's sails billowed out as if a brisk wind filled them. As the boys gasped helplessly, the ship sailed closer and close enough so that Lucas could make out shadowy figures on the deck. That's close. It glided within a few yards of them and then stopped, blocking off any hope of escape. The air became dense and reeked of salt and seawater. Sir, you have left this plane and now you in the ghost realm. Okay? Do better. Do better. Finding it hard to breathe, Lucas felt as if he were drowning. He struggled to move, to save himself, but everything became hazy. When his vision cleared, he found himself laying next to Andrew on the rotten deck of an ancient ship. "Where are we?" Andrew stammered. Lucas said nothing, fearing the only possible answer. The smell of dampness and mold filled his lungs, and he was chilled to the bone. No! That's what it says. It's like right here. Let me show y'all. No! So I had to, I am a good reader.
Oh, God.
I'm the bomb reader.
Wow.
Because I read it as is, baby. Ain't no cutting corners here. Lucas wailed in terror as phantom hands gripped him and shoved him below deck and into a small chamber. He landed in a heap on the floor. Oh, honey. It's like them, when we be watching Fatal Vows and that man be tossing that woman, she be like, oh. She be done, honey. She be done. A heap. You just like when you throw your clothes on the ground, they're in a heap,
Right.
Yeah. And besides him was Andrew. Honey, just worthless. He the one who got you in this position. You should have told him no. Something walked slowly and carefully across the wooden floorboards and then stopped a few inches where the boys huddled. Lucas risked a glance upward and tried not to gag. Honey, you started gagging when you saw that ship. You should have started gagging when you found them pearls. The spirit of the ship's captain leaned over them, and the grisly head wound that had caused his unaliving was oozing on his ghostly forehead. Sir, you couldn't be the kind of ghost that healed your wounds. You just gotta represent the way you ended. I don't know how the ghost realm works, but different books have it different. Sometimes you can just look normal. Sometimes you just look a mess. I guess this is the one where he look a mess. When he opened his mouth to speak, a gust of foul air reeking of unaliving and decay made the boys recoil in disgust. He also has not brushed his teeth in a very long time. Oh no. Where did you find this? The gruesome creature asked in a hollow voice. Oh, wait, no, that's not hollow. Did that sound hollow? Wait. Where did you find this? Is that hollow?
That's something.
That was, I did it. I told you, professional. The gruesome, Lucas saw that it held the pearl he had taken from the chest. I can show you, he stuttered, forcing himself to speak. If you let us go. Done, the hideous specter agreed. Within moments, Lucas and Andrew were leaning over the railing of the ghost ship as it sailed silently across the canyon wall. Sorry. I don't see it, Andrew sobbed. I can't see the spot where we found the treasure. Yeah, because there were sandstorms. Remember, your brother told you that. Lucas scanned every inch of the canyon, but the low overcrop of rocks was nowhere to be found. During a powerful storm, the sands of the canyon floor had shifted completely and nothing was familiar. All of the heaps and piles of sand and rock looked the same. There was no way he could pick out the spot where the chest lay buried. It was here, he cried, but already the ship was turning back towards the murky phantom sea that it was doomed to sail until the elusive treasure was finally found. Wait, why do y'all need the treasure? Was it because they supposed to guard it?
Yes.
This is why I said y'all should have just left. Y'all should have been like, look, if we unalive, then we can't guard it and somebody gonna get it anyway. So let's just like come back for it later. That would have been my agreement. So then we ain't got to do this. But hey, different strokes, different folks. What they say. Now you must join our search, bellowed the spirit captain, even if it lasts forever. Wait, forever. Scott, look, forever. That's the end. Girl, y'all became part of a curse.
Oh.
That's what happens when you don't just stay in your sleeping bag and go to sleep, like I'm gonna do in a few minutes. Period. What's the lesson, Scott? What's the lesson? Y'all put it in the comment section. What's the lesson?
The lesson is, it's time for bed. No messing around.
Okay. That's when bad stuff happens. Let me tell y'all something. When I was a little girl, I used to stay up late. And that's when all the bad stuff. Back when I was a little girl, that's when like HBO turned nasty. You remember that, Scott? Chained heat and stuff would become on. Cinemax would have nasty stuff. Bad stuff happens. Bam. Freaks come out at night. So go to bed. My lesson learned is this, and make sure again y'all put it in the comments. My lesson learned is don't be letting people peer pressure you. If your mind saying it ain't right, it's not right. Like just be like whatever, call me chicken, do whatever. I don't care. I'm going to bed because that fool could have been on that ship by himself, and the other dude could have been eating an extra hot dog and being in his sleeping bag. Period. What say you, Scott?
Yeah. I agree.
Okay, well, that concludes it. It's too late for me to do Sherlock, and I'm tired. Tomorrow we got Sunday Funday School and Sherlock. I hope y'all are Sherlock. So with that, I hope y'all enjoyed the story. I always forget to do this. That concludes our story. It was so spooky. That concludes our story, and it smells good. So we'll see you guys tomorrow from wherever we are to wherever you are. Peace, love, and happiness. Y'all get in that bed and stay in there. Okay? Don't be going out looking for pearls and diamonds and all that crazy. Just go to bed, stay in bed till tomorrow. So we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see y'all later. Bye. Good night.